guys, welcome to the channel. I'm so glad that you have come here to spend your precious time with me. That is so awesome of you. I really cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. So before I get started today, I want to welcome Brooksville Off-Road to my channel. They're not effectively sponsors. They're not paying me to do anything. It's just that they are loaning me vehicles and providing transportation out to these exotic locations so that I can bring you, raw camping footage and raw shooting footage without having to deal with all the rules at ranges and campsites. So these guys, you need to check them out, but we'll get deeper into them when we go visit them in one of my coming videos. So back to the story. About 6 months ago, I picked up some Henning Group magazine extensions for my Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 long slide. These things, I've had them on here now, like I said, for about 6 months. So let's talk about them. Let's talk about these magazine extensions. The first question you're probably asking me is, why would I spend $30+ for an extension when I can spend $30+ for a whole magazine? Well, why not do both? Really, there's two good reasons to have magazine extensions. The first is, if you only want to carry a certain number of magazines, it is helpful to have 19 rounds instead of 17 rounds. So, and I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but you'd be amazed. You'd really be amazed how much nicer it is when you're at the range or when you're in a competition and you get, those 2 extra rounds per mag. It actually goes a long way. And when you're just, plinking, 2 extra rounds, that's that many less times you're gonna have to load. And everybody knows that loading magazines is a pain. Now, I'm gonna do a review on a magazine loader that I like, but that's not today, so you're gonna have to wait. So, the point is, sorry, I get a little lost today. I had no sleep last night, none. I mean, I had the worst night. I just couldn't sleep. I guess I was so excited to talk to you guys, or maybe there was other things, I don't know. You guess. So anyway, as far as putting these things together, all you have to do is pop off the original base plate, and there's a little set screw there, right? So that little set screw, you slide this thing on, you screw that set screw into place. I don't know if you can see that. So you slap these things on. It uses the factory springs with the M&P. I'm not sure how it is for their other magazines, but for the M&P, it uses a factory spring, and I like that. As far as durability, well, the finish on this is getting a little crusty, a little bit. Now, 6 months, it seems like it should be holding together better than that, doesn't it? Well, you would think so, and for a normal shooter, for somebody who's going to keep it in their dresser more often than not, yeah. But understand that I use this gun for my classes. I have lots of different people every weekend shooting this gun, loading and unloading these magazines, doing mag changes, dropping them on the ground, dropping them on concrete, and kicking them around in the sand, weekly. And they have held up. And I always say, if you want something, you want to see how something lasts, give it to somebody who doesn't know how to use it, because they'll learn how to screw it up before they'll learn how to do it right? So anyway, this one has a little bit less wear because it's the one I use the least. But I will tell you this, I have run mag dumps, multiple mag dumps. I don't mean 2 or 3, I mean hundreds of mag dumps with these things. Absolute balls to the wall, fast as I can pull that trigger, pumping these things into targets. And I have never had a misfeed or a failure at all with any of these Henning Group mag extensions. So performance-wise, I'm gonna say it can't get any better than perfect, right? And these have been perfect. So, what can I say? They're in a good price range. They're easy to install. They're easy to take apart and clean, because when you're dropping them in the Florida sand, it gets dirty quick. So we definitely like to take them apart and clean them every once in a while. What is there to say? I mean, the other reason that you would want these, I had brought up that there were 2 reasons, is because they look badass. Do they not? How badass does this look? I mean, you know, when you show up at a range and you've got these bright colored magazine extensions, or even this cool little FDE one, which I'm not sure is still available, and you've got these things hanging out of there, people look over at you, they're like, whoa, hey, this guy shoots a lot, you know, he's got mag extensions. I don't know why, it just works that way. People see that and they think competitor. So you can look like a competitor even if you don't really compete. But they do look cool. They look really cool. So all in all, as far as my grade on these, I'm giving them an A. I cannot find anything about them that I don't like. Now understand, I've had a lot of magazine extensions in the past from different companies. And while failures aren't very common, they're more common than these have been. I've had a lot of them where the magazine spring would get hung up in the extension. I've had a few, lots of misfeeds. I've had a few where the follower just didn't want to follow right anymore. You know, I've had just a little problem. Now, I'm not going to say they were common, but they do happen. With these, so far, in the 6 months I've had them and thousands of rounds I've pushed through them, I'm going to go with they have been perfect. So my hat's off to these guys at Henning Group. You probably ought to check out their website, see what else they have. I'm sure they have something that you're going to want. Anyway, hey guys, listen. This was kind of a boring review, I know, but I tried. And this was my first review, and I'm going to get better as I go along, so please be easy on me. Thank you so much for being part of my channel. I really appreciate having you. You are the best YouTubers on the planet. I mean, look at you. You're awesome. Thank you. You guys take care.